So Milton Keynes is quite an odd place, isn't it? It's called the capital of roundabouts. And so pub quiz question for you. How many roundabouts are there in Milton Keynes? Any guesses? 100. Not bad. 120? 200. It feels like 1,000, yeah. The official number is 130, so well done. But I think they made it up, yeah. So that reminds me of my first business meeting in Milton Keynes, where my boss invited me, let's meet at around about 11. And I wasn't sure if he meant the time or the place. So let's talk about a different kind of disruption. In my opinion, IT is all about having a dream. And a dream a little boy had in 1969, sitting in front of the telly, watching Apollo 11 going to the moon, powered by a computer device with 2 kilobyte of memory and the clock speed of 1 megahertz. So I guess our smartphones today are much more powerful than that. I just calculated it's a factor of 1,000 or 10,000. Just think of that, yeah, what kind of compute power we have at our hands today. A dream that was continued in 1977, going to the cinemas, first big movie, Star Wars, R2-D2, C-3PO, talking robots, talking machines, having emotions, being kind of the main actors in a movie, in a story. Very inspiring, isn't it? 1982, first experience, yeah, with a Commodore 64, yeah, doing coding, yeah, experiencing what it's like to produce software. And I guess in this country, it might be more an Amstrad, ZX Spectrum, or the likes, or BBC Micro. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Yeah. 1996, the first personal digital assistants. So technology, computers are kind of invading kind of the personal space, being a servant, adding functionality, getting rid of kind of the old diaries and calendars. 2007, I wouldn't talk about that a lot. iPhone revolutionized kind of not only the phone industry, but disrupted many other businesses as well. 2015, you might have heard of that, the Atlas robots, kind of self-sufficient, AI-controlled machines built to overcome unplanned obstacles. So if you're not aware of that, just Google it. I guess there are some YouTube, really exciting YouTube videos out there. And from my perspective, a really interesting thing happened in February. You might have heard when AlphaGo, the artificial intelligence software created by Google, well, played a match of Go against the human grandmaster. And I guess the most exciting thing wasn't that the AI was able to beat the human grandmaster in Go, maybe 5 to 10 years before experts anticipated that could be happening. It was more like, well, when maybe you're into it, in game 2, move 37, there was a move the AlphaGo software played, and all the experts said, hey, hang on a second, that's odd. That was a mistake, yeah, because that move was totally unheard of. Yeah, it was really exciting. Yeah, so the experts said, well, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so algorithm AI isn't as good as the humans because that move hasn't been played in 1,000 years of Go. However, 7, 8 moves later, the human experts, yeah, start to realize, hey, hang on a second, that was pretty good. So what has happened there is that an artificial intelligence, an algorithm, for the first time, really showed, well, what I would say, innovation and creativity. Created a new way of playing Go without kind of programmers telling me how that should be going. Yeah, so therefore, creativity, something new, was created in game 2, move 37, and I think that was a major milestone which we will remember in our lifetime. So the question is, why is that possible? And probably you're familiar with Moore's law, where compute power doubles every 18 months, still going strong after 50 years. And we are approaching, and I guess that's an old slide from 2012, I guess we already surpassed the exaflop supercomputer barrier. Or to look at it from another perspective, we've reached the compute power of the brain of an insect. Mammals are in reach. And it won't be long before exponential growth will help us to simulate the human brain and to go beyond. So when you look at other exponential technologies, we have at our hand, we have biotech, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, robotics, quantum computing, 3D printing. And I guess combine just any two of these technologies and you have a technological revolution at hand. So AI and 3D printing will open up a whole new set of new production methods. Nanotechnology and biotech combine that, new materials will emerge very soon. So I think we really live in exciting times. So what's relevant for us in corporate IT? What do we need to kind of take into account? What kind of projects we need to embark on? So, and I guess what fuels our digital journey? It's all about Internet of Things, connectivity, social media, and I guess it's nothing new for you, cloud computing, open source. For us in Volkswagen, open source was something very dangerous until a couple of years ago. We shouldn't be doing that. Open source, don't do it, because of the legal implications. However, we are now in a place where we open up, where we are embracing open source technologies, where we are using cloud, of course, in a controlled manner, to exploit kind of that kind of technology. And at the core, as Tim mentioned, data, big data, very important for us, but then also kind of on top of big data, machine learning and artificial intelligence. So data and compute power will make a difference. Or as Mark Andreessen put it, software is eating the world. So I guess it's wise to know how to produce software in an efficient manner. And that's the reason why we are looking into kind of changing the way we are dealing with software, how we are producing code. And maybe just to give you an insight in what we think might happen in about 10 years' time. So when you think about artificial intelligence and software, that will automate white-collar jobs. In the past, automation and industrial revolutions attacked the blue-collar jobs. I guess in the next phase, white-collar jobs will be at risk. So imagine, for example, we will see more and more autonomous corporate functions like sales and operations planning. Just think about our company, 12 brands. We are active in more than 100 countries all over the world, sales regions. Think about the scores of people working every month very hard to look into kind of the sales data, customer data, customer behaviors, trying to figure out what's the sales forecast for the next month, for the next quarter, for the next year, updating that on a rolling cycle every month to make sure that our manufacturing sites have the right amount of data and they can plan their production, which model, which colors, which add-ons to our cars. So just imagine the human power, the human resources that are needed to do that. I think maybe an algorithm can do that better. Wouldn't it be good if a machine could do that as well? I guess much faster, more accurate, and much better. So I guess we will see that. The same comes true, and I have an example for you in product development, what we can do there. Production, automated production, robots that can learn from each other. I guess artificial intelligence will help us also to transform the way how we are producing our products. So let's look at one example of product development. 100 years ago, engineers would design their products on a drawing board, so putting ink on paper. And if you made a mistake, there was no delete button or so, or undo. The undo button of the time was, I guess, the razor blade. So you needed to kind of scratch away the ink. So one error, one mistake, okay, scratch away, do it again. Second error, difficult. Third error, you had to kind of bin it and start all over again. So technology or the tools you have at hand is shaping the way how you work. So the ways of working, your culture in your company is also shaped by the tools you have. So therefore, no wonder engineers are brooding, if that's the right word to use, yeah, are thinking a long time before they put their ideas on paper. Yeah, they are not very prone to change everything at once. Yeah, so a very controlled, maybe waterfall style methodology evolved of that. Then 30 years ago, CAD, computer-aided design, and that might have been taken, the picture might have been taken in our design workshops in Wolfsburg. You see the big screens, yeah, things have started to change. And as Tim said, digital disruption was there for a long time already. In the 90s, we made the first forays into 3D modeling and design, which helped us to visualize kind of the end product. So to adapt change at an early stage of design already. 2014, so for a couple of years already, virtual reality is used quite regularly to even increase that kind of no, I can't get it, yeah. So whatever the word is, yeah, so I apologize for that before. And I guess the next step we will see kind of autonomous production lines, machines learning from each other, adapting production on the fly to customer needs, new materials, new processes. That will change our factories as well. So I've got one example here, which was provided by Autodesk. Yeah. So I guess rather than designing the product, it's more about modeling the constraints, modeling the requirements, and then let, in this case, a genetic algorithm do the job for you. And you can see what the algorithm came up with as ideal solutions to the requirements. And some of the shapes are similar to what we as humans would have designed. Some others are just crazy, yeah, but they are stiffer, they are using less material, are better, cheaper, more robust, yeah. So I guess that will change also the way how we're designing products and making an efficient use of these things. So what areas we in IT need to be active in? On one hand side, of course, the product. Our product, the car, will become digital. Mobility. It's the first time we as corporate IT are part of the product. Secondly, digital customer. The interaction with our customers is about to change with apps and direct feedback and direct connection to the customers. So again, for us in corporate IT, maybe the first time we are exposed to real customers in real time. And of course, as I alluded to already, our enterprise will change with robotics, Industry 4.0, autonomous corporate functions. So there's change aloof in our world. How do we tackle that? And you're probably aware, sorry Tim, it's a Gartner slide. I guess you're familiar with kind of the bimodal IT picture Gartner came up with a few years ago. And I guess mode one, there's kind of the legacy IT where you have controlled processes, reliability, stability, maybe sometimes a bit slow, but very controlled. And on the other side, here you have the sprinters, yeah, kind of the agile approach. So what is our strategy there? On the one hand side, we're building new kind of sprinter IT on the edges, like a data lab in Munich, looking into machine learning, artificial intelligence, big data. So we've employed a large number of data scientists to look into kind of what can we do with the data we are accumulating in our factories, in our sales departments, in our company overall. Digital Lab in Berlin. I'm happy to announce that Stefan from Pivotal and Jochen from Volkswagen are here today. So if you would like to have a word with them afterwards, yeah, they're also here to discuss things. Digital Lab is kind of where we partnered with Pivotal in a joint lab to kind of embrace these new ways of working and to produce software code. Code Lab, another lab in San Francisco, very near to Silicon Valley. Ideation Hub, that's something where kind of the whole design thinking methodology is being used to support creativity and product design. A smart production lab, of course, in Wolfsburg, very near to our production facilities, to look into kind of robotics and the advances there I talked about earlier. And of course, virtual engineering lab, where we're looking into AI and virtual reality solutions. But is that enough? And we heard a lot about cultural change. And I guess it's easy on a green field to create new IT, a lab, an environment where you can really be a software developer, not being hindered by corporate processes like procurement and legal and whatever. But in my opinion, you also have to transform what Gartner called the marathon IT. You have to also kind of get these guys onto the same journey. So you have to kind of address the legacy IT and use kind of what you learned on the edges, on the outside, and change the culture from within. So what did we do at Volkswagen? We embarked kind of maybe 12 months ago on what we call the Volkswagen Group IT Cloud program, where we built an on-premise open source based cloud. So you probably know the Germans are a bit obsessed with data privacy, so we have to have some kind of data on-premise, some other sorts of data we can use kind of in the open cloud. So therefore we decided to build our own cloud to be able to explore and exploit what's out there. That's based on OpenStack for the infrastructure as a service layer and Cloud Foundry from Pivotal for the platform as a service layer. So I guess some of the boxes you mentioned already ticked. That will help us to accelerate delivery of new applications, and I'm happy to confirm that kind of the first application went live last week based on Pivotal platform as a service. So how do we do that? At the edge, it's of course transparent, collaborative, disciplined, iterative, and I guess I promised Alan and Rob to talk a bit about Pivotal as well, so that's the slide. That's done. No, Pivotal helped us to jumpstart the DigiLab in Berlin, helped us with kind of transferring methodology, creating that working culture. So we're learning a lot, or we've learned a lot in the last 12 months. And of course, we are now learning to exploit a Pivotal Cloud Foundry and to make best use of that platform. And maybe to give you an insight into what we've done at the Digital Lab in Berlin, Jochen was so kind to produce a video for us, and it's hot off the press, just arrived last night with English subtitles, so just to spare me kind of the embarrassment to do the voiceover for that. Enjoy.
Herzlich willkommen im Volkswagen Digital Lab Berlin. Ich bin Peter Zarella.
Ich bin Jochen Scherl.
Und wir entwickeln hier seit 2015 das digitale Ökosystem für Volkswagen-Kunden.
Und jetzt nehmen wir euch mit zu einem Tag in unserem Lab. Morgens laden wir alle zum Frühstück ein, um den Tag gemeinsam zu beginnen. Wir sind schon mittendrin im morgendlichen Office-Stand-up, findet jeden Tag statt. Wir fragen, ob jemand Hilfe braucht, Unterstützung braucht. Und es wird auf Events hingewiesen hier in Berlin, die für uns alle interessant sind.
Jetzt startet das Team-Stand-up. Dort wird besprochen, was gestern erledigt wurde, was heute zu erledigen ist und ob es irgendwelche Probleme gab.
Das Ganze dauert ca. 10 Minuten und dann geht's an die Arbeit. In den Teams haben wir 3 Rollen hier im Lab. Den Product Manager, den Designer und den Developer. Mehr braucht es noch nicht, um ein gutes Produkt zu bauen. Alle arbeiten hier nach dem Pairing-Konzept. Bei den Developern sieht das dann so aus, die sitzen beide an einem Rechner, haben 2 Bildschirme, 2 Mäuse, 2 Tastaturen. Einer programmiert, erzählt, was er tut, der andere kann Fragen stellen, kann Kommentare abgeben, er saugt das Wissen auf. Wir kriegen so eine sehr hohe Softwarequalität. Die Leute haben den gleichen Wissensstand, die Pairs wechseln täglich, so dass wir über das ganze Team das Wissen verteilt haben.
Klingt für jemanden, der es noch nie gemacht hat, total schwachsinnig. Ja, warum soll ich 2 Leute, die kosten mich 2 Monatsgehälter, das machen, was sonst ja vorher immer einer gemacht hat? Wozu? Na, aber dann kommt dann die Geschwindigkeit ins Spiel und die Entscheidungsfindung. Und das ist super schnell zu zweit. Tatsächlich ist es die Möglichkeit zu verstehen, was Synergie bedeutet. Ne, Synergie sagt ja, man kriegt zusammen immer mehr sinnvollen Output, als wenn man es alleine macht. Und die Definition gibt es im BWL-Studium und das wusste ich auch vorher, aber es ist was ganz anderes, das mal wirklich zu erleben. Das ist unglaublich, was das einem bringt.
Wir haben hier für alle eine offene Atmosphäre geschaffen, ohne Wände, ohne Barrieren. Jedes Team zeigt den Status seines Produktes an seiner Teaminsel. So schaffen wir es, dass wir übergreifende Transparenz über alle Teams hinweg und jedes einzelne Teammitglied hinkriegen. Wir bieten in regelmäßigen Abständen Lunch and Learns an, bei denen wir interessante Vorträge aus allen möglichen Bereichen anbieten, wie zum Beispiel heute über iOS-Sicherheit.
Am Ende jeder Woche machen die Teams ihre Retros. Da geht es darum, die Dinge anzusprechen, die besonders gut gelaufen sind, die Sachen, die so lala gelaufen sind, aber auch ganz wichtig, die Dinge, die verbesserungswürdig sind. Wir schreiben Action-Items auf, es gibt ein sehr offenes Feedback und wir haben so die Chance, gemeinsam das anzugehen, was uns noch besser macht.
Wir arbeiten hier alle zusammen und hier tauchen keine Grenzen auf. Sobald ich hier irgendetwas habe, was mich in meiner Arbeit behindert, ich erzähle das irgendjemandem und am nächsten Tag ist es gelöst.
The most important thing is that we're not focused on the presentations, we're rather working on our product, and you can only achieve that if you're focused on what you're doing. So from 8:30 to 5 p.m. we really focus on our product, we don't focus on the phone, we don't focus on the emails.
Und man hat das Gefühl, man hat die ganze Zeit produktiv was zu tun.
Man hat einen sehr großen Wissensaustausch.
But it's not that we're thinking how do our bosses think. We're doing this because it makes sense, and we're doing it because the user needs this. And that is kind of some kind of a big crash from the way we worked before.
We're all in this boat together, and we need to drive it forward in order to be the betterment of the customer.
We really understand what each other needs, and we all understand what are the user and the business needs. So it just makes it a lot easier and more enjoyable to make a good product that matters.
Wir hoffen, es hat euch gefallen.
Und vielleicht sehen wir uns ja mal in Berlin.
Lovely, thank you very much. Hope you found that interesting and hope the last half an hour was not a total waste of time for you. Thank you very much.